If you've been scrolling through endless rows of digital mixers, watching demo videos, and still feel that knot in your stomach wondering which one actually lives up to the hype, you're not alone. The market is full of big screen promises and glossy specs, and it's easy to end up buying something that sounds perfect on paper, but turns out to be a mismatch for the gig you run day to day. That uncertainty is why I'm diving into the Allen and Heath QU-PAC today, hoping to clear the fog. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of situation where the QU-PAC shines. Imagine you're a freelance sound engineer who moves between small club dates, corporate presentations, and occasional live streams. You need a mixer that can fit in the back of a van, hook up to a handful of mics, and still give you enough routing flexibility to record the whole set for post-production. The QU-PAC's 16 analog-style preamps, all of which are recallable via Allen and Heath's analogic system, let you store a full mix configuration and pull it back instantly, perfect for a technician who doesn't want to spend 10 minutes redialing every channel before each show. What makes that recall feature practical is the way it interacts with the iPad app, QU-PAC. Rather than wrestling with a tiny onboard screen while the crowd is waiting, you can pull the mixer onto a tablet and adjust levels, pan, and effects with a touch interface that feels surprisingly responsive. In a real-world rehearsal, I saw a band set up their drum kit, a couple of vocalists, and a keyboard, then simply tap the saved house mix on the tablet, and the whole signal chain snapped into place. No hunting for the right fader, no accidental mute, just a clean start. For anyone who values speed over fiddling, that workflow can shave minutes off your load-in time, which adds up over a tour. Now, the QU-PAC isn't just about speed, it's also about expansion. The base unit gives you 16 inputs, which covers a typical small band, but the D-Snake expansion lets you push the total to 38 inputs. That means you could add a stage box for a larger ensemble without having to upgrade to a whole new mixer. In practice, I've seen sound techs attach a D-Snake to feed a full brass section plus extra DI boxes for guitars, all while still keeping the desk footprint under a single suitcase. If your gigs occasionally swell beyond the 16-channel limit, this modular path is a real money saver compared to buying a 32-channel console outright. On the recording side, the QU-PAC offers QDrive, which writes a multi-track session straight to a USB thumb drive. That's a neat alternative to lugging a separate audio interface and laptop. In a recent live Dream charity concert, the engineer set the mixer to record every channel simultaneously onto a 128 GB drive. The next day, the raw tracks were ready for a quick mixdown without any extra syncing steps. For musicians who want to capture a clean stage feed for later editing, this feature removes a whole layer of complexity. Of course, no piece of gear is perfect, and the QU-PAC has a few trade-offs worth mentioning. The first is the learning curve of the QU-PAC app. While the touch interface is intuitive once you get the hang of it, the layout isn't identical to a traditional console, and some seasoned engineers might find the lack of tactile faders a bit unsettling during high-energy shows. The app also relies on a stable Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connection. In venues with crowded airwaves, you could experience occasional lag, which is why keeping a wired Ethernet dongle handy is a smart backup. Another practical consideration is the output routing. The mixer provides 12 outputs, which is plenty for most small to medium setups, but if you need more than a couple of monitor mixes or plan to send separate feeds to a house PA, a front-of-house console, and a recording device simultaneously, you'll have to get creative with subgroups and AUX sends. In one case, I observed a theater troupe needing 4 distinct monitor mixes. They ended up using a combination of AUX buses and a small external distribution box to meet the demand. It works, but it adds an extra piece of gear you have to manage. So, who should press the Add to Cart button? If you're a freelance tech, a church sound team, or a small venue that wants a compact, future-proof solution with solid preamps and the ability to record multi-tracks without extra hardware, the QU-PAC is a strong candidate. Its modular expansion path means you can start small and grow, and the touchscreen control lets you adapt quickly to changing lineups. On the flip side, if you're a road warrior who relies on hard knob control for every mix decision, or if you regularly need more than 12 outputs straight from the desk, You might feel limited and would be better served by a larger analog console or a digital mixer with a bigger output matrix. When it comes to value, the headline numbers, 16 inputs, 12 outputs, recallable preamps, iPad control are impressive at this price point. The real